Hi, welcome to Faz Edu World. In this video, I'm going to discuss the historical division of English literature from Old English to Postmodern Part 3. Here, I'm going to discuss in detail from the Romantic period to the Postmodern period. The Romantic period from 1785 to 1830, the Victorian period 1832 to 1901, the Pre-Raphaelites 1848 to 1860, the period of aestheticism and decadence 1880 to 1901, the Edwardian period 1901 to 1914, the Georgian period 1910 to 1936, the modern period 1914 to 1945, and the postmodern period 1945 to present. Now we move on to the Romantic period. The Romantic period began in the late 18th century and lasted until approximately 1832. Romantic literature can be characterized by its personal nature, its strong use of feeling, abundant use of symbolism, and its exploration of nature and the supernatural. Important works of Romantic period are lyrical ballads, Kubla Khan, Daffodils, etc. This period also produced a wealth of authors including Samuel Taylor Coleridge, Wordsworth, Jane Austen, and Lord Byron. The Victorian period. The Victorian period began with the accession of Queen Victoria to the throne in 1837 and lasted until her death in 1901. Victorian literature deals with social, economic, and intellectual issues and problems related with Industrial Revolution, feminist movement, impact of Charles Darwin's theory of evolution on philosophy and religion. Important writers of this period are Tennyson, Elizabeth Browning, Charles Dickens, etc. Now, the Pre-Raphaelites. Within the Victorian period, two literary movements gained prominence. One is Pre-Raphaelites. It was formed by a group of artists, including Gabriel Rossetti in 1848. Its aim was to return painting to a style of truthfulness, simplicity, and religious devotion that had reigned prior to Raphael and Italian Renaissance. Next, aestheticism and decadence. This was the second literary movement during Victorian period. This movement grew out of the French movement of the same name. The authors of this movement encouraged experimentation and held the view that art is totally opposed natural norms of morality. The phrase art for art's sake emerged from this movement. Now the Edwardian period. This period is named for King Edward VII and spans the time from Queen Victoria's death to the beginning of World War I. The writings of the Edwardian period reflect and comment on these social conditions. The writers like G.B. Shaw attacked social injustice and the selfishness of the upper class. Other important writers of this period are W.B. Yeats, E.M. Forster, Conrad, Rudyard Kipling, etc. Now the Georgian period. This period refers to the period of British literature that is named for the reign of George V. This period produced a group of poets known as the Georgian poets. Georgian poetry tends to focus on rural subject matter and is traditional in technique and form. The modern period. The modern period applies to British literature written since the beginning of World War I in 1914. Authors of this period have experimented with subject matter, form, and style and have produced achievements in all literary genres. Important writers of this period are Yeats, T.S. Eliot, Virginia Woolf, Samuel Beckett, etc. And the last period is postmodern period. So postmodern period began after the Second World War and is still continuing. Post-structuralist literary theory and criticism developed during this time. Some notable writers include Anthony Burgess, John Fowles, etc. That's all. Thank you.